is time to get into some Elimination Chamber predictions. What's up, guys? It's your girl, Denise Salcedo, and this time I should say class is in session because I brought the whiteboard out. No, seriously, I had the best time doing Royal Rumble predictions and trying to predict the entrants and which order that they might come out in, and so I decided to do something similar with the Elimination Chamber. So let's get to it. We're going to kick things off with the Women's Elimination Chamber. Now, this one is a pretty tough one because even though we know that the dream match that we want to see is between Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley, we still don't know that it may actually happen. So when I try to think, okay, who else could be in that big spot against Rhea Ripley? The other persons that I think of is, of course, Bayley, and Liv Morgan is another one too. But let's go ahead and break this down because there's a lot to get into. So I'm going to kick things off with who I believe will actually kick off the Elimination Chamber. So I have decided to kind of go all out. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to the Elimination Chamber, I feel like the first two people that start the match should be the ones that can kind of maybe last the longest, can go a good amount of time. So there's a lot of competitors in this matchup that can do that. Part of me is thinking, what if we throw the rookie in there, the one who is like her first time in the Elimination Chamber? What if we put in Roxanne Perez as one of the first people to start this match? I think that it would be really cool for her to have that moment because not only is she like in a sink or swim situation, but I think for the most part, not very many people are expecting Roxanne Perez to win the Elimination Chamber. I mean, she can. Anything can happen. I don't think we were expecting her to be in the final two of the Royal Rumble with Charlotte Flair, but there we are. And I do think that having Roxanne kick off the match would be just a cool way for her to be like, hey, I've arrived. I'm up to the task and let's do this. And she also lasted a really long time in the Royal Rumble, so why the hell not? So with that being said, who is Roxanne Perez feuding with? Who else did she beat their Royal Rumble time? That is Bayley. What if we kick off the Women's Elimination Chamber with Roxanne Perez and Bayley? Now, I know some of you are thinking, but damn, Denise, I want this to be a WrestleMania match. I almost don't want them to touch until we get to WrestleMania. Well, I still think that this could be a WrestleMania matchup, but I think it would be really cool if they both started this match because you know that they can both go. We've been building and waiting for them to get their hands on each other, so why not accentuate the moment by having them both kick it off? So with that being said, let's go ahead and continue on with this entrant order. I think immediately after this, I actually want Liv Morgan to get in there relatively early. I feel like a lot of times she's usually a little bit more towards the end, so I'm going to go with the third entrant into the pod being Liv Morgan. From there, it's so hard to try to predict this, right? Like trying to predict who might be last, but I'm going to go with Liv Morgan. I'm going to follow that up with, who should go first, Naomi or Bianca? Because we know that things are going to be really serious between them, but I'm going to maybe go with Bianca Belair. I kind of want her in the match like pretty early on. So I'm going to go with Bianca being the fourth entrant, which would mean Naomi as the fifth entrant and Alexa Bliss as the last and final entrant. This is the order that I am predicting that the women's come in through, and let's see how wrong I am. It's gonna be so funny going back and seeing how wrong I was. All right, most eliminations and winner, that's the big one. Basically, I am expecting some shenanigans to go down with Bianca and Naomi, given that they just lost their tag team titles to Liv Morgan and Raquel. So I'm also expecting some drama between Liv and Bianca and Liv and Naomi. So that will be a whole storytelling within itself. And then, as I mentioned, Roxanne and Bayley. Alexa Bliss is kind of like the only one in this that doesn't really have an ops in this match, at least not currently. She's sort of doing the whole like Wyatt Six thing, or at least they're starting. They've teased it. Nothing really big has happened yet. So it might actually happen in this matchup here. But in terms of who I'm expecting for the most eliminations, I think it would be really cool to give that to Bayley. I think I can see Bayley being the one with the most eliminations, and I feel like she's definitely earned it considering how much she has just been like hustling just in general. She's been everywhere, you know, wrestling on every single show. So I'm say Bayley with the most eliminations, which is kind of an odd one, I think, because I think more people would have probably predicted maybe like Bianca Belair or something, but I'm going to go with Bayley getting the most eliminations. Now, with that being said, the winner of the Women's Elimination Chamber, I don't think it's going to be Roxanne because she's new. I don't think it'll be Naomi because I'm still expecting her to get into a program with Jade Cargill because I'm expecting her to be the one that did the attack. I don't think it's going to be Alexa Bliss because she's so not caught up in the wide stick stuff, but it just doesn't feel like she fits into this with Rhea Ripley. So I'm going to say no to Alexa Bliss. Liv Morgan, we've already seen it too many times. It wouldn't feel like a big deal. So I'm also not saying Liv Morgan. And what we have left is Bayley and Bianca Belair. I really want to see Bayley versus Roxanne at WrestleMania. So that's why I'm not going to go with Bayley. So that leaves me with the dream match scenario of Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. This is a match that everybody wants. I'm pretty sure Triple H and all the powers that be at WWE, they know that this is the match we want, and I want this to be the match that we get because we are talking about seeing some of the most expensive WrestleMania tickets ever sold, and right now, I still think we need bigger matches added to that card, and if you add Bianca and Rhea, ooh, that would be so good, and of course, Bianca Belair is undefeated at WrestleMania. She's had some of the best matches, but so has Rhea. Rhea's had some amazing matches. She's the champion right now. So that one would be really, really exciting to see. So that's the one that screams WrestleMania to me. So that's the one that I'm going to go with. Now let's go ahead and get into the Men's Elimination Chamber. This is another tough one because I feel like there's really only two obvious picks. It's either John Cena or CM Punk to go up and face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. To me, those are the best options and should be the primary options, honestly. If anybody else wins, I think I would be kind of disappointed if anybody else won. Maybe besides Drew McIntyre. Like, I wouldn't be disappointed if Drew McIntyre won, only because he's definitely earned the respect to be in a match like that. But I still think in terms of just star power and really, really making things feel huge, it's either John Cena or CM Punk versus Cody. Now, here's the thing. I'm torn because I am stuck between the option I most want and the option I think WWE is going to go with. I think WWE is going to go with John Cena, but I want it to be CM Punk. And I would be totally okay if they went with John Cena. Great. That's what I'm expecting them to do. But I was debating while getting ready to do this predictions video. I was like, am I going to go and predict this the way that I would want it as a fan, like what I as a fan would want to see, or what I believe that WWE would actually do? Because there is a big difference between that. And so I've decided to go the fan route, which is going to be what I personally want to see, what I consider the most exciting outcome. And so that is how I'm sort of planning this all out here today. So let's get to it. The Men's Elimination Chamber. To start this match, I feel like we should kind of maybe surprise us a little bit and start off with Drew McIntyre. I think Drew McIntyre will kick this off, and I think he kick this off with Damian Priest. I feel that they might want to test the waters on Drew and Damian here. So I feel like they will probably end up being the ones to start the match. So the rest of the entrants, now this is where it's going to get definitely intriguing. Where can they go from here? I think from here, we are going to get into, I'm trying to think, I feel like you're going to want to put the people that are a little bit more active. So that would be Logan Paul and Seth Rollins. So I'm going to say Logan Paul. No, I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to say Logan Paul goes in third, followed by Seth Rollins, followed by, John Cena or CM Punk first. Damn, I don't know. I'm going to go with CM Punk last. I think more people would probably expect John Cena to go last, so I'm going to put him as coming in fifth. So this is the order that I'm predicting. It's going to be so wrong. Do not hold me accountable for this. Drew, Damian, Logan, Seth, John, Punk at the end. So maybe if we do have CM Punk win, you can tell the story of him being maybe a little bit more fresh. And so I think they're going to hold off on John Cena till the end. You he's not a spring chicken by any means, and you're going to want the guys out there that can be a little bit more athletic, and those are going to be your Logans and your Seths and, these guys as well. So in terms of what we might be seeing in this match, this is going to be huge because this is really going to tell us where we're at WrestleMania. There are still so many things up in the freaking air, and that's why I don't know what's going to happen, because part of me still thinks that they have a chance of doing Logan Paul and CM Punk, but that's not the match that I want to see. I don't think I want to see that at all. They still might do Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest, but I think they can also do some other stuff there. I just don't really know what though. It just all feels so spaced out. Like it could really go in these multitude of variations of what we might actually get. So I'm going to go with, by the way, the most eliminations. I'm going to give it to Drew McIntyre so he can have something to brag about. We know that Drew loves to brag. So Drew McIntyre, I'm voting, will have the most eliminations in this matchup. But for the actual winner, I'm going to go with CM Punk. And the reason I'm going with CM Punk is because after that CM Punk Cody Rhodes promo that we got not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago on Raw, I thought that was probably the most exciting thing we had seen going into this like WrestleMania season. And that's why I haven't forgotten that. Like I have not forgotten that interaction. And it left me wanting to see more. It really, really did. All right. So, oh my gosh, I just don't know what's going to happen here, but that's what I'm sticking with. And I don't even know what new feuds will be made of. Either Drew and Damian will possibly be a thing here. Maybe Logan Paul and John Cena will end up doing something. But again, I still think that WWE might go with John Cena, but my heart wants CM Punk and Cody Rhodes, because again, the promo that they had not too long ago last month was really great. I want CM Punk to have his WrestleMania moment as the main event, and I fear that if it's not CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes or CM Punk versus Roman Reigns, he's not going to get that main event. Like if it was CM Punk versus Logan Paul, that's not going to main event. And I want to see him main event this year. I think it has to happen this year. Maybe next, but for sure this year, maybe. I don't know. All right, let's keep it moving though. Up next, we have the unsanctioned match between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. This is the story that has been going on forever and will continue to go on for the rest of our lifetimes here with KO and Sami. They just always find themselves at odds, then coming back together again, and then they break up and get back together again. But they always find new, intriguing ways to tell this story. And I feel like the way that this has gotten more personal with Kevin Owens, watching Sami Zayn and his family through a window and just taking things that far makes it feel like, okay, they are really continuing this whole thing in a way that they haven't before. So with that being said, who wins this? This is an unsanctioned bout between KO and Sami. And I'm going to have to say Sami Zayn wins this. Part of me was thinking Kevin Owens at first because I kind of like the idea of Kevin Owens, he's been doing such a great job in this heel row that he's been doing as of late, from the stuff that he did with Cody to now with Sami Zayn. I feel like Kevin Owens needs to win something big, and him winning this match would be huge. But I feel like Sami Zayn should win this. And this goes back to, if someone is watching you and your family through the window, that should literally light a fire underneath you. It should really piss you off to the point where you are willing to go to the point of no return, which means I want to see Sami Zayn pull into the darkest depths of his mind. I want him to think and do some of the craziest things that he's ever done before just to defeat Kevin Owens. I almost want to see Sami Zayn change as a person in this matchup, become just a darker version of himself, because Kevin Owens violated so much of his privacy, his family's privacy, and all of that. So I'm going to say Sami Zayn for the win here and seeing a darker version of Sami. And next up, we do have the women's tag team match, which is Nia Jax and Candice LeRae versus Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton. This one's really easy. It's Canada. Trish is there. Tiffany Stratton's apparently, I think, a baby face now. So I take it she's a baby face. She's kind of like a tweener, but at least in this match, she's for sure going to be a baby face. I think that Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton will definitely be getting the win in this matchup. If they don't, that would suck, because I still want them to book Tiffany Stratton as a stronger champion, and she's in a tag match. So I see absolutely no harm in them getting their wins here. It should be a feel-good moment for Canada there. And the last thing that they are promoting for the Elimination Chamber is, will The Rock be giving his soul to Cody Rhodes? Can't even believe that this is a decision. I don't understand how Cody isn't running the other direction. I don't understand why Cody is acting like this is a good thing. It's making it seem like he doesn't have anything, like being WWE champion isn't good enough, like he doesn't already have millions of dollars to afford all of these fancy clothes. He doesn't need to be at the Moana premiere, at the Fast and the Furious premiere. He doesn't need to be doing any of that, but there's a chance he might. And on this past Raw, we did see Seth Rollins confront Cody Rhodes, and it was really freaking cool, him basically calling him out and telling him like, hey dude, what the hell's wrong with you? Why is this even a decision? But the way that Cody Rhodes is thinking about it so much, and the way that he even kind of threw a shot at Seth Rollins and said that Seth Rollins was jealous that The Rock didn't want his soul, I thought that was an interesting thing to say. So it seemed to me that Cody Rhodes was flattered by this offer from The Rock. And so as much as it pains my soul, and even though I don't want Cody to turn heel, I think he might actually sell his soul to The Rock. I hope I'm wrong. Please, I hope I'm wrong. I hope Cody tells him, go F off, Dwayne. Sayonara. I don't need none of this. I got my own legacy to make here, and I'm going to do that myself without your help. I would prefer that, but I do have a feeling we might see Cody sell his soul. Alrighty, everyone. So there you have it. Quick Elimination Chamber predictions. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments section below what you guys think may happen. Do you agree with my predictions? Do you see it a different way? And if you enjoyed this video, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. I post tons of pro wrestling content, so I hope you guys will enjoy that. And also, if you enjoyed this video, may I suggest another video for you? Why don't you check out my interview that I recently did with Joe Hendry, where he talks about debuting in the Royal Rumble, coming out, getting speared by Roman Reigns, and just that really, really cool moment for him in his career. Of course, becoming TNA World Champion, and just everything that's been going down with WWE and TNA. I think you guys might like that interview, so check it out, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye, everyone. Enjoy Elimination Chamber.